Yo, what's good YouTube? I'm back here with another video. In this video, we'll be going over a trade recap of how I made about 2.4K today on the day across two Lucid funded accounts. So coming into today, the 4 hour time frame, if we look at the 4 hour, we had this unmitigated 4 hour right below us coming into market open. So if I go down to the 15 minute, you can see that we had this low down here at market open that I was expecting us to sweep if we were going to go higher. I was already bullish on the day. I wanted us to tap into this PD array. We kind of already had the retrace overnight. And if you scale down to the 1 minute, we also did have a lot of low resistance liquidity that was built up during the London session. And then I think this London highs right here. Yeah, so we had London highs above us as well. So I was bullish on the day overall. And we had all-time highs right here as well at those highs. So we had this 4 hour PD array I wanted to hold. But coming into open, as you can see, we actually did not sweep. We actually did not sweep these lows, and we didn't tap into the unfilled 4 hour. We actually rejected to the upside, took out London highs right here and some of this low resistance liquidity I had marked out. So that was kind of unfortunate because at this point, especially when we got this candle right here, like around this time, I pretty much thought the day was fried because we're literally like right next to all-time highs. So I just thought we were gonna take it with no retrace, but then we accumulated a little bit and then we distributed back to the downside. Now it was risky shorting here because all-time highs is literally right above us, so that was a short that I really didn't like. There was an inversion play right here that you could have taken on the 1 minute, but I know some people in my Discord took it. I didn't really like it just because of where we were. I didn't like all-time highs being right above us and we're shorting, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really like that. We ended up retracing into this 5 minute fair value gap that was left below us when we made that expansion to the upside. And at this point, I'm like, okay, if we reject this 5 minute, then like, all right, like longs is pretty valid here. So I instinctively actually took a long. And so a lot of the times I've been catching myself kind of doing this to get a better RR. Came back to fry me this time, unfortunately. Really not too mad about this, but could have definitely waited for the close. So we had this 1 minute, and so the reason I actually took this before the 1 minute close is because we had this 50-point candle back to the upside as a rejection out of the 1 minute. Out of the 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We have that. We didn't fill the 15-minute below us, but we had a strong displacing candle out of it. And then the next candle was also a very good close as well. So with that momentum, I honestly thought that we were just going to rip to all-time highs right here, which is about 87 points away by the time I was taking the trade. So I thought we were just going to rip. We ended up not ripping to all-time highs. We ended up rejecting back to the downside. I got pretty much immediately stopped out of the position. Luckily, I only put my stop below this small 1 minute right here. So took I think it was like a $500 loss. So I'm like, okay, I still have a buffer on this account, so I'm going to take one more trade if another setup presents. And so second time around, we actually get this 1 minute fair value gap right here. Very nice V-shaped recovery as well. As you can see, we have the 1 minute just like this, and then we tap down into this 5 minute again, then we have a strong V-shape straight back to the upside, still rejecting the FAR. But the reason I like this move the most, and the reason this entry made a lot more sense and why it was more A plus, is because this 5 minute held again. So if we were ideally, a lot of the times, if we're gonna flip direction after taking out London highs, then we would dump, retrace, and then we would dump lower than this 5 minute. This 5 minute would hold, and these lows would be protected. So we ended up rejecting out of the 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, it makes sense here. It's a long now. We have our 1 minute inverse for value gap right here. I'll just go ahead and just type this in like this. We have this 1 minute IVG right here. And so initially I did want to enter on the close, but I low-key I always shoot for the best RR on these inversion plays in whatever minuscule ways is possible. So what I actually did is I was trying to wait for a pullback down here, but I got a little bit antsy. I started seeing us kind of like chop around. I thought we were just gonna run. Luckily, we got a strong displacing candle right out of it right there. So we displaced out of it, and I told my chat when I was in this trade that I was actually gonna go break even at a discretionary level. The reason is because like you could go break even at this internal high right here in a trade like this. But I knew since I was targeting a good amount of points, I was targeting 104 points in this play, risking a 25-point stop loss. I knew since I was taking that trade like that, that ideally I low-key wanted to go break even at a higher level because of knowing how many points I'm going for. So like realistically, the points let's say I'm just going for let's say I'm going for like a 50-point play, right? You know what I'm saying? If I'm going for the 50-point play, then yes, I'll go break even at this internal level because at this point, I'm halfway through the trade. I'm halfway in profit. If we don't just run past this, then it doesn't really make sense to continue longing past it. You know what I'm saying? So like break even makes a lot more sense, right? Because it's at like the 50% mark in the trade. If you go back to the way I had this trade, it wouldn't make sense to go break even this fast because we could easily tap this, reject down, and then run higher, and I would have missed on a hella profit. So it just didn't really make sense to go break even there. Now we did expand to the upside while we were in the trade. We then got a good rejection to the downside. I honestly thought I was going to get break even at this point. At this point, I was already break even into the trade because I thought we were just going to run to all-time highs right here. But we ended up not. We got this pullback, and so I was breaking because I wasn't willing to lose nothing here. I knew that this 1 minute was the threshold, though. So, like, if we were going to end versus 1 minute, I said it in my chat as well. If we end versus the 1 minute, then, you know, pretty much the trade is probably going to be break even. We end up tapping into it twice, and then we got a strong rejection out of it. And systematically, now it makes sense to go break even here because we made that swing high in the trade. And I always preach that if you're in a trade and there's a swing high or swing low, then ideally you want to go break even at one of those while you're in the trade because it shouldn't return back to your entry. Meaning that once price gets to this point right here, my break in, because we made the swing high, swing low, swing high. So ideally, if the price doesn't push past here, or if it comes here and then it comes back down, then ideally I want to be break even because I'll mitigate a loss. So I ended up closing a little bit before all-time highs. I closed like right here, I'd want to say. Yeah, somewhere. I think I closed like right there with 81 points because I trailed my stop. But anyways, it was still a very, very good trade and very, very good day. It looks like we're going to continue pushing all-time highs. And so honestly, these markets have been blessing. I ain't gonna lie. These markets have really, really been blessing. It's really been easy to long to all-time highs. It's the best draw on liquidity in the market right now when we're pushing all-time highs. So just understanding that, aligning your bias with that, aligning your confluences with that will help scale your trading a lot more. And so I traded ICT model. If you guys want to learn more about my model, I have videos of it. I have videos of it on my channel. I'll link it above as well. And if you guys are looking to join my free Discord, I'll have that in the bio as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.